Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us is nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So, my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe.
Yes. Welcome back to another episode of the LANCESCURV Show podcast. I don't have to introduce our sister here because you know exactly who she is. She's made a mark in a short period of time because she is so dynamic like that. She speaks from the heart and she touches everybody that she speaks to, even if she doesn't even open her mouth. Just to stand next to her, you feel the vibes. So since she's here front and center, I want to introduce our dear sister, Sister Ibarra. And you're here, unmute yourself. That smile is glowing. And I hope you don't mind me mentioning that you just came out of meditation. So I don't know if your feet are even touching the ground because you look like you're levitating right now. You're glowing. You gave the sun a break. The sun can take a break for a few hours because you're shining bright. Welcome to the show. Talk to me.
Thank you. Indeed. So before I have to, these days I like to do my meditation before I do anything else, especially in the morning, you know. At times I do it in the evening, but I mostly like to do it in the morning. So it's been interesting to get into stuff like this. Honestly, Brother Lance.
Yes.
If I tell you that I'm universally loved, I think you might know what I mean.
Oh, you are universally loved.
And if I say that us as people, the original people, us as Black folks, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we are universally blessed if only we just recognize it, right? Everything that you've been talking about lately, every time I will click on it, I see that, oh my God, this is what we were just talking about. So, I mean, everything. I think, what was it 2 days ago? Even yesterday, my sister and I, we went somewhere, and what we're discussing, when we get to the place where we're going, the other lady starts the same conversation, another sister. And I said, there is something about these things, you know, like you can start seeing how all of us are beginning to line up in our thoughts, right? Mm-hmm. Then when I got home that day, you are also, in some of your conversation, you also mentioned, I said, I knew it. And of course, when I saw the program you did yesterday, right?
Yes.
I said, these things has been on my mind. I talk about it a lot. We talk about it as family. Imagine, you can see how this conversation affects all of us. But before I even go on, it is without a doubt that when we're starting stuff like this, right?
Yes.
For I have to say, first of all, again, thank you,
Oh,
for allowing
thank
me
you.
on your platform. And I pray that the universe will continue to bless and protect you and your family, right?
Thank you so much.
Because there are those who doesn't want this information to get out,
Yes.
because they would have preferred us to be docile. In fact, they invest in our ignorance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, as such, I would say, I pray that the universe will continue to wake up the black man, the original man, so that he may understand his role as a son, a brother, a husband, a father, a grandfather, the protector of his community. I
Yes.
pray for I pray for brotherhood among all original man, wherever you are on the planet. I pray that the universe will continue to wake up the black woman, the original woman, so that I may understand my role as a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, a grandmother, the nurturer of my community. I pray for sisterhood among all original women, wherever we are on the planet. I
Yes.
pray that the universe will continue to bring together the black man, the black woman, the shy in love, in harmony, in peace, in justice, in righteousness. I vibration to you, to all original people, wherever we are on the planet. Healing energy to every single one of us. Continue universe protection. Continue universe blessing. This is a beautiful time. Um, we are waking up. Many of us know that there is a shift in the universe. And how you know it? Before, it used to be that if I have a thought, either positive or negative, and somebody else's have the same thought, you will use the word, I am just about to say that. Now, these days, in my world, in my planet, where I'm at, what I'm saying, when I'm saying it as I say it, what I said, what I'm thinking, what I've said, what I'm saying, is what the next person is saying, is what the next person is thinking, and this is how you know we're lined up.
That's right.
There is an alignment among all of us now. And I think for us to make that to continue, we are the first human being. We need to start demanding what we want of this planet, what is our expectation. Everything that we don't desire from this planet, you either ignore it or you demand that you don't want to see it no more. And how is it that we can say that? We should not allow all these entities, all this incomplete, to have so much influence over us to the extent that we are willing to turn ourselves inside out to make them feel better. Right?
Yes, indeed.
This will lead to what I'm talking about. I remember, Brother Lance, one day I was at work. So, and we have a bike at my job, right? I didn't notice that bike before. But for whatever reason, even though I will go and sit in that break room, one of the habits that I have is I don't like to eat where there is a bunch of incomplete. I just don't like. Because first of all, I am offended about the amount of time that I was given to eat at work. I don't consider it that it's never enough. You understand me? So,
Yes.
and I don't like the idea that somebody, I think you did a show on it. The idea is of eating where these people are, but
Exactly.
I don't like them counting how many spoons or looking into my food, stuff like that. If at all, if I want to eat something, I used to just do my juicing. Even my juicing, what I started doing is, it get to a point, I will go downstairs into the locker room, drink whatever I will have to drink there, then come upstairs to the break room, right? But what
Exactly.
happened was, I've been in the same break room for nearly almost a year. I will go there, right? Personally, I don't like a place where a bunch of people are. You know, I was practicing long distance, social distance before it was a thing. So, because the conversation that they normally have in the break room, you know, I
Low
can't deal with
vibrational.
it. And
Low vibrational.
exactly. And I don't like to start talking to myself. People will think I'm crazy. So,
Well,
as such,
here's the trick for you. So people don't think you're talking to yourself. Put your earphones in and hold the phone in your hand and talk to yourself. They'll think you're talking to somebody. And this is something too, like I said on the show before, and I wrote an article about it. I said, we don't go in front of people in a crowd and do a number two. It's a very
exactly.
private thing. So why should we go around people and eat food that they're not going to uplift our spirits, and their spirits are diametrically opposed to us, as well as the conversation. So when I would get on a job, I don't care if I had to take my food and open up a maintenance closet
So
and
you
go
eat.
there and stand there and eat. You are not watching me while I eat. You're not looking at my food. You're not standing over me. No. And they would always say, we never see you eat. I say, it's not an issue of yours. I'm well fed and full of nutrition. And that's all you need to know. Go
You
ahead,
know
sister.
what you are saying. I literally have one of my sister's friend at work that can bear witness to that. She'll say, Medina will not eat. You know, she just will not eat wherever there is anybody there. And I said, it's not because I don't know how to use a knife and fork, which is really we should not be using, but it is the fact that I'm going to open my mouth and all these people, they're going to be counting it. And then while you are there, somebody's going to offend your sensibility with all the garbage that they're saying. So I would like my food to go down very well without me choking on the damn food. So it's just, there's something about it, right? But it get to a point as the universe have decided to bless me, right? I started seeing the reason why that is actually a thing, you know, that if at all, if you're going to eat in front of other people, it should be people that means you well, that you guys have, maybe if the food is with the happy thought, you know, that you are having good times, you know. It's not, that is a, Brother Lance, do you not have a problem with it when you see some of our people go to a restaurant and they are the only black people there?
I know.
I
I'm
found,
not going to.
listen, as soon as I show up at the restaurant and I look and I'm going to be 1, 2, 3, and it's just a bunch of them, you don't have to tell me that you're not going to serve me.
Right, exactly.
I'm not going to even come in, right? These things.
I'll walk right in one door and out the other.
That's it. I'm telling you that us eating is spiritual. Having other people cook for you that doesn't look like you, that doesn't mean you good. And we eat all this food. And who spit on people's food?
Mm-hmm.
Who did all manners of degenerate things? Do you know, if you are angry as a woman, right? And even just, I'm not sure about a man particularly, but I'm talking from the point of view of a woman, because it is us, the woman, that have the responsibility of cooking. If you're cooking food, and I think many of you have to start paying attention to this stuff. If you're cooking And if you're angry at the time that you're cooking, that food doesn't come out right. Number one, when you eat it, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't taste right. But do you know the moment that you start taking care of your health, you start vibing high on a high level, and every single part of your organs are healing. And listen, the best food you can ever eat is your own food. You can cook an entire pot and ready. Brother Lance, I make just tea. And I sat there and I was drinking it. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. What is in the tea? A mere pineapple, ginger, green tea, stuff like that. But what I later realized as a beginning, not just that one, but various other food, when I will make it, you know, I don't use a bunch of, what do you call it? All those other spices. Just a simple Himalaya salt. And the food tastes as if this is the best food ever. I say, hell, you can't tell me nothing after this. This is it. You can't tell me nothing. Anyway, so as I would say, sit in that break room, day in, day out, there was a bike that was sitting on the corner. I never noticed that bike. But when it was time for me to get on this journey, that day all of a sudden, I was about to walk out, and I looked to my right, and I saw a bike sitting there. I said, is this bike just get here? I said, I never noticed it. So later on, I was talking to somebody. I said, that bike, how long has that bike been there? They said, oh yeah, it's always been there. Oh yeah, that bike has been there. I said, really? I came into this break room all the time, and I've never seen this bike. So that started the journey where I started riding that bike, right? And before, when the pandemic was coming online, when they were about to shut everything down, I said, oh my God, what am I going to do? You know, just as I was about to go back to the gym, right? This thing is coming down. I'm not going to have ways of exercising, right? So I saw the bike. The very first time I got on that bike, oh my God. Oh, just there, for me to take my leg to ride it, it was hell. Mind you, if somebody see me, right, for the most part, why though I have some weight, I don't look as if I am that out of shape. But just to take my bike, and I say, oh my God, I have to conquer this bike. So I come there daily. You know. I started with one step, right? You know, I started with one step. I think I count up to 10 that day. Then the next day, I did 25. Then the next day, Then it got to a point where I can do it faster, and I end up doing an hour. By this time, our people already start knowing what I'm doing. Do you know one of the people that first challenged me that I don't have the right to be on that bike is somebody that looks like me. She said, those bikes are for doctors. It's not for you. So you're going to have to get up. I said, no, you tell them that a doctor is using this bike. That's what you need to tell them. Do you know, up until that time that I was on that bike, nobody else, there is nobody, including the so-called doctors, nurses, nobody else used that bike. I was the first person that I knew of using that bike. So it became a beef where it is those that look like us that kept stopping me from using the bike. They will say, why are you exercising? We're eating, you know. I said, go ahead and eat with your mouth. I'm using my leg. consider what I'm doing, eating. So it goes on and on and on. One day, I came and that bike was gone.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I knew that was going to happen.
And the lady said, when she saw me going, because I would grab like that blanket that they use for patient, I would grab it to sit so that my buttocks is not hurting for sitting for so long. So she said, oh yeah, the bag is not there or something. I heard it, but I refused to listen to her so I kept going. So when I look into it, I said, oh, really? That's interesting. So I smiled and I walk out. I didn't ask, I didn't say anything. But I have a supervisor of mine, and he said, oh, he always comes. So what happened? You didn't bag today? So I said, oh, somebody took the bag from there. He started searching for that bag to find out what happened to it. He wants to know who took that bag from there. But nonetheless, imagine though, throughout the entire time of the pandemic, when people see me on that bike, they get mad, they complain, and they want to know why I'm riding the bike because it's affecting them. Mind you, remember, during the pandemic, what they advise us to do is to exercise. I am now exercising at work, using my time for lunch, and people are mad. So,
let them get mad.
So it was quite an experience. So it was after that, Brother Lance, bam, this started opening up. It was after that. So when it was time for them, when it was time for me to leave that area, right? Somebody took the bike. I found a different spot, and information started coming in. I said, damn, I knew. Listen, you don't understand. I am not in the mood to fight with anybody. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the ride, But to really add to what you said about these people appropriating, it's not just appropriating our culture, right? That is far much more demonic than that. When I was having that conversation with my sister, she said, oh, they can wear the clothes. We too are wearing their clothes. But it is much deeper than that. Why? You see them wearing the clothes, right? And we as Black people, wherever we are on the planet, we're laughing, we're clapping them on. What is it that they're doing behind everything else, right? So, for example, in the midst of the pandemic, I think it must have been like a couple of months in, one of my sisters shows me a video, right? A video, and it was a video of two Nigerians. There might be three of them. They were engineers. They were engineering students. And they just invented a machine, like a wristwatch. And the wristwatch, we automatically check your temperature. If your temperature is high in an emergency, the wristwatch is able to contact an emergency response. I believe most people on this platform or beyond have seen that those two brothers, they are Nigerians, right? Well, fast forward a couple of months, God bear me witness. I was at work, right? I was in the operating room. I was standing there. I think I was, you see that I'm already done with the room, but I was standing there. I don't know what makes me stand there. So instead of me to leave, because normally if I'm doing what I want to do from there, I just get out. But this time I decided to stand there. All of a sudden, this white female came in. Actually, she's been there. You know, the youngest one, there was 3 of them. So the youngest one has been there for a long time, standing there. She was playing with the anesthesia machine, you know, the setups for anesthesia. I don't know what she was doing there, but she was there. A few, maybe a couple of minutes, I want to say 10 to 15 minutes later, another middle age, you know, they age like she, so you really can't tell. So another one came in, and both of them were just standing there, right? And I knew the sisters that normally come in to take care of this machine. So those computer, you know, everything in there. So both of them were there, they were standing there. So now I am curious. So instead of me to leave them alone, now I refuse to leave the room, because I want to know why they can't figure out whatever that is wrong there. So in the meantime, the first girl that was there, she's literally nothing to look at. I mean, you know, just a lump of God forgive me, but just, you can tell there's nothing upstairs really. Okay, now another, and I have a reason. My intention is not to be mean, you know. Some of us are having like that too, but it is what it is. But there is a reason why I'm going to use that to call her that. There's nothing to look at, right? So another older woman I came in. So now it makes 3 of them. 3 of them were standing by that anesthesia computer, the machine, the setup, but they were standing. So now both of them, all of them were discussing, and the one was telling me that she's been a nurse since 1980s. And the other one was giving, all of them were, you know, collectively, they've been around for well over 100 years, whatever, their work experience. So all of a sudden, I don't know how they get to be talking about invention. So the oldest one now say, you know, they have this, I will call it pillow, but it's not. Most people that have been to the hospital, they know what I'm talking about. It's like they use it to lift your buttocks if you are at the hospital, especially if they're operating on the legs. I don't know what they call it. I used to know. I forgot. You know, I stopped working there. So something like that. Anyway, so she said she's the one that invented, right? Listen to what she said. She said she's the one that invented. Oh, now you know that I'm not going to go anywhere, because I want to know where this conversation is going. Apparently, if you invent it and you're still working as a nurse. So she said, well, I thought about it, and in my mind, you know, but I didn't give the information to, you know, she didn't actually go and patent it. So how did you invent somebody that only stays in your mind, right? You know, that's like a missed opportunity. So most of us got this, you know, we have an idea, we thought of something as you were thinking about it. When you're thinking about something, right, just know that what you're thinking about, that information that you are blessed with, is not just yourself. Somebody else is already thinking about it, and they will be doing it, right? So she said, yeah, but eventually, you know, by the end of that conversation, she's not the one that invents that little invention she was talking about. So the middle-aged woman, so she too started talking about her own invention, right? So now I said, yeah, we have all these scholars, these geniuses right here, and you're still in the, okay. So instead of me to leave the room, I have no business there, I should have left. Now I refuse to leave. So because I need the lump of cheese that is standing there to tell us what she invented. You won't believe it. She has an invention. So she said, I am thinking about something. I'm thinking about an invention. And the invention that I'm thinking about is like a device. It's like a wristwatch. And what it's going to do is to check your temperature And the device will not only check your temperature, but call 911 and nearly eat the ground. I said, oh, the devil is a liar. What? So, you mean invention? Welcome back, man. You mean invention that was just described by a couple of Nigerians? This lady is now saying that she is thinking about an invention that's going to help people, but you are mentioning something else that somebody else has invented. What you are claiming to invent is already done. It's somebody else's work. And because those brothers, when they were showing it to people what this thing does, that thing carries everywhere. So how is it that you are inventing somebody else's work that already existed? How? Right? So, I mean, if somebody have told me that story, if I was not there, I would say they are lying. If I see that video a couple of months before, I'll say maybe it's possible, but I'm looking at you. Here you are. All three of you are standing in front of the Anastasia computer and machine, whatever those instruments are. You couldn't figure out how to operate it for nearly an hour now, but you invent a device that is that complicated. You are a nurse, right? But you couldn't even operate a Anastasia computer. But I am supposed to believe you that you invent the device that was invented by three or two Nigerian engineering, right? Okay, I believe you already. Now, they were standing there. It got to a point, now they've been standing. Now I got mad. Now I refuse to leave because now I want to know where this ends. Because they still can't figure out this thing. So they went to go and get the person that normally worked this machine. And this is a black sister, right? And I wanted to say she didn't even spend 5 minutes. She get that thing going. She put everything together. She showed them what they need to know. Now everyone's like, oh yeah, but we've been here for a while. Oh yeah, while you are standing there, you invent everything else. But you can't do your main job. One is been in the job since 1980s. Another one since the early 90s. This one has been there 10 years. Collectively, you have nearly 100 years experience, but you can't figure out a computer machine. You need a black woman to show you how to do it, but you invent something that engineering students, that they did, that they spent years, their blood and sweat to be able to come up with that devices. Those brothers came up with that devices because of all the noise that when, if you remember when they shut down the entire world, they were claiming that African is going to be the one that is most affected. So what happened? As usual, what African does, everybody started looking for ways to survive, right? Those brothers' invention came out of surviving to make sure that those that are around them did not die if they don't have to, right? So now you're discussing an entire invention, that something that was invented by black men, right? So this idea of us as Africans, whether you are here or on the continent, that as soon as we came up with something, we just want people to know. We just want to show it. We don't pattern it. We don't do anything with it. We put it out there. And then before you know it, somebody is already put their name on it and claiming that it was their invention. At times, they will go to these countries, right? Go and bring those people that invent those invention, they'll go and bring it to the United States or anywhere else. And before you know it, the person that invented that thing is dead and somebody else is claiming their invention. right? Or if they don't kill them, they give them a little bit of money, and that's it. That's the last you ever hear from them, right? That's the detriment effect of us showing our hands every single time, or allowing them in our spaces every single time. So, for example, they come to, I will use Nigeria as an example, but that goes everywhere. They come to Nigeria, they go to all the festival. These are all sacred festival, right? They come over there, they have their camera, they're showing everything. Even us who are the children, who this is our birthright, many of us don't even show up in all those cultural ceremonies, but they will be overrepresented in those cultural ceremonies, right? Not only were they overrepresented, they are overrepresented with their camera. They're going to places, going to sacred areas that they have no business being in. And now we as Africans are saying that when we make prayers, it seems like that prayer is not answered because you keep bringing people who it is not their birthright. Number one, they are unclean. They are not complete. Their thought is not right. Their thinking is not right. They don't mean well for us. We bring them into those sacred places. Now we wonder why, when you call on these things, when you're using them, they're not working as they should. Take, for example, right? I think it was many years ago, and there was a woman, a white female, that was made, say, Iyalode or Iyemoja or something like that in Yoruba land. This is a position that belongs to your child, your daughters. No other person should be able to ever ascend that position for any reason. I don't care how long they've been in the country, what they've done for us. And this is what you're beginning to see, where our people will say, oh yeah, well, they're so good to us. They gave one money. What is money? So you are giving them sacred chieftaincies, crowns, position, that when they come in there, these things that you've called upon for millennia stop working for you because you brought in abomination. Right? Okay. When I was asking questions about that woman, I said, why did they have that woman there? What was she doing there? Mind you, not only do they have her there, she know all the languages. She know all the sacred word to say, right? To call on your ancestors. Right? Now, let's say she's calling your ancestors in front of you. Could she be using it in a diabolic way behind you? And she didn't even, maybe she's just a good person, right? That is still not her birthright. Let's just say, when you are fighting for independence, she's one of the ones that came to fight for you. She still doesn't deserve that position because it was her people, it was her kind that put us in the position we're in. So therefore, trying to give them sometimes a priesthood, all that very, very sacred position. We wonder how things are not working for us the way we want. I could remember my mother, even to these days, so many people telling the story of Yoruba land particularly, right? And they will tell you all these sacred places, what it means. Now, everybody and anybody just show up there. No regard, no respect for what is ours. What else are they doing there? What else are they doing there? Wearing our clothes is the least of the problem. It is one of the problem because that's how, because we as Africans, we like being entertained. We think somebody wearing our clothes, they must love us. They must be into the culture. They have sacred places and sacred clothing that they wear that we are not even privy to. They have sacred places that they will never let us come into there because they knew what it means if we show up there, that whatever it is that they got going on will be destroyed. They know that. But we don't mind. So now, you're talking about the IFAs, right? Stuff like that, where our people are the ones that's teaching them how to do these things. Bear in mind that most of these people in those who are in that position don't even show their own children what these things is, how to use it. They don't even if you go there that they want to know, they may not show you, but you don't mind showing the very people that destroy you. We talk about poverty. Granted, poverty is a mindset, right? Yet the condition that we are today, if I could just stick with Nigeria, and what happened in Nigeria goes on in every single country in Africa, every single country, every single culture, right? They took, for the longest time, we were told that Africa did not contribute to humanity. That's what we heard. Till today, they're still trying to say that we have no place in history. In fact, they were telling you that the Egyptians or the people that built the pyramid are some type of alien, right? That is the story. They're sticking to it. In the meantime, they were digging up the grave. These are grave robbers. We don't even have, we are so lack as original man, original woman. We are the primary custodian of the planet. We are so lackadaisy about everything that these people are digging, they're digging holes everywhere, uprooting our ancestors everywhere. Egypt does not belong to them. My mother can trace her lineage all the way to Egypt. It doesn't belong to them. They were digging everything. We don't even know, having their grave disturbed. We don't even know the effect of that on the planet. And us not speaking up. Instead, so many of us join them now to look at some of these things, because now not only were they digging it, they were hiding it. They were also erasing it and painting Asian or white Europe on top of it. They're inserting themselves into our heritage. In the meantime, they make us, if we're not running after money, we're arguing over little issues, right? You take for Nigeria, for example, right? How is it that you have this many white folks in Nigeria? In Nigeria, why do you have that many Chinese there? Why do you have many other group of people over there doing what? That they have more rights, more access to all of our cultural thing, and they don't have any respect for our laws. Assuming right? That we better to put some law before you can even allow people in. Can you go anywhere in this country without these people not knowing what you're doing? Today, there is a black person somewhere where some of these incomplete are challenging you and saying, where are you from? What do you come here to do? They're asking you questions as if, what the fuck are you? What do you want to know? Why do you want to know? But they show up in Africa and they go to sacred places, right? There was a video a couple of months. I don't know if you see that video. The video was in Kenya. And it was all this incomplete. There are a couple of them. I think they're like 6 or 5 of them. I don't remember readily, but it's both the female and the male. They're all on their bikes. And they were going to go into this particular private community with their bikes. And the community came together and said, no, you can't come here. You need to turn around. But they were going to force their way anyway. They were demanding. The nerves. The neighborhood that we live here, that we pay mortgage on, that we're paying, we're paying your apartment complex. They can still come to challenge you and ask you why you are here. But you take your bike and go all the way to Africa and go to our sacred place. Mind you, they're telling you that you did not contribute to the humanity, to the progress of humanity, only to find out that not only did we not only contribute, we are the singularly human being. Right? Look at those females that you were showing with those patterns of clothes on, right? If you leave them, let's just say, just from their own being, they can never come up with that type of pattern. It was us, the original people, that came up with that patterns because of what goes on here. Right? Those people were insisting that they must get to ride their bike on those sacred grounds. For what? There is not a place on the planet, there is not a place in the world that belongs to us and that we say this place is sacred. Somewhere along the way, you will find one of us that will bring them in there. Sometimes through marriages. My mom was watching a video of a wedding, right? And it was a wedding that they had on the eastern part of Nigeria. I believe the husband is a white male, right? And my nieces, they were watching the video with my mom. These are 6, 7-year-old, right? Not both of them are not 10. Do you know what they said? What are white people doing in Africa? Their parents is not telling them anything, but even children, even our own children know that that's not their place. So my mom says, my niece asked her, why are they there? Is there white people in Africa? She's a little shy. She knew naturally that they should not be there. So my mom calls me and she told me about this. I said, well, didn't I tell you? Even little babies know that these people, they should not be anywhere, you know. The impact of whenever they are among us, right? You're beginning to see the constant all the fighting you are seeing in so many African countries, all the so many behaviors that you've never seen before among our people. For example, sometimes last year, right? No, a couple of months before that, a video was going around, and it was in a Nigerian, he was in China, and he saw a video, or a videotape a Chinese person, and they were cooking private part, and in the middle of the street. And in his video, you can see this incomplete from this country. You can see all of them in the background. And the brother was saying, "Oh, come and see what I've seen. Oh, this is in China. They are cooking black men's private part and selling it on the street, right?" That type of video, are you saying nobody in the government, nobody in any way didn't see it, that they don't, are you saying nobody see it who are in government? So later on, a couple of months after that, or maybe a year after that, there was an information that came out that says the Chinese government intercept maybe a truck or some type of they intercept a bunch of stuff that was brought to their country from the area of Calabar, and what they intercepted is a bunch of crates. Inside that crate is a wooden crate, and inside that crate is I think, did they say 40? So many people that have seen it, they can correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because so then they say inside it was all black men's private parts, right? So again, while we're busy being entertained, right? In the meantime, people are coming on missing. People are losing their lives. They are seeing dead body, half body, nobody everywhere, but we don't know. Are you telling me that Africans are diabolical, something that never happened before? If there was not a market for it, right? So when they said they arrested some Nigerians, right? A couple of other people that they arrested trading, taking black men's private parts. That, first of all, that is an abomination, to be sure. How much are they paying you? Let's just assume that these are dead body, that those people already died and they went off and cut off their private part. The idea that you can desecrate a black person's body or anybody at all for cash, for money, because of what? That is the business, of all the business you can do, of all the work you can do, that they will pay some of us a little bit of change to commit this type of abomination. These are the issues, the things that go behind them being, these people being among us. It's not just disrespectful. It's turning us into something that we are not. It's making us other than ourselves, right? In the meantime, when we talk about corruption in Africa, right? These are the people that corrupt us. By definition itself, slavery was an embodiment of corruption. Then once we're done, The people finally get their independence. Now you come when a lot of those in the initial times, those government, they want to do the right thing for their people. Now you came, you instigate. Now look at us. That these people, now are you telling me that all the major groups in Nigeria can come together? Right? Take for example, your state, the Oba for your state, right? The oldest king of our lifetime. He was having an event. In that event, I don't know if it was a marriage or something, but they invite the entire town, in fact, the entire country, people that can go, they went there. So I just clicked on it and I was watching the thing. And I saw this white female wearing some of the clothing that was worn that day. And there's this little boy, the little white boy. So the little white boy decided to go ahead and sit directly in front of the king, right? Though there were children, our children were sitting there, but they already know enough to say, we're going to have to sit back from the king, right? So now the photographer came and they were asking this boy, look at this. The boy is about 10 years old or 9 years old. Let me tell you that this one, you were an invited guest at the behest of whoever brought you there, right? But this little bastard wants to go ahead and, he wants to claim dominance in the people of a bunch of black people. No respect, no regard, right? So the cameraman was telling him to move back. Hey, hear what though? This boy didn't want to move back. He wanted to stay there. Because this black man is not going to tell me what to do. Even that small child has a colonizer mindset. So he kept telling him, you need to move back before he finally shifted his bottom back. And as soon as the king sat, I saw him shifting forward again. And I said, what should have happened is to get that boy, remove him completely, lift him up, and put him in front of his mother. Right? So many that the issue is beyond them wearing our traditional clothing, right? It is what else they're doing that we are not aware of. Why the country is so chaotic. So many blame that being shifted on politicians or shifted on just so-called criminals. And it's not being done by those very people. It's being done by the external forces, people that show up here. Take, for example, this. So I was in Nigeria in 2019, right? So when I was coming back, first of all, when I was going, once I get in the plane that's going to take me to Nigeria, and I look at the plane, I say, what in the hell is all this? Why do you have this many people showing up to do what? So I already have an issue. So when I got there and I saw these people, I said, what the hell? Why do you have so many of these people here, even including Mexicans, showing up in Nigeria to go and help Nigeria build their houses? We have enough of people that can build houses in Nigeria, but Nigeria don't mind. They will pay for the Mexicans to go to Nigeria to go and build their houses. The devil is a liar. Something is wrong with us. That you will take from the mouth of the locals, regardless of what you think about their behavior. that you go ahead and bring somebody else, that you're willing to feed somebody else, paying for the plane ticket. What are you trying to prove? That you got it like that? None of us can say the same behavior that the Chinese practice. All these Latins and Mexicans, they do the same thing. Unless if they absolutely have no choice, if you're having business, it's where they will come to you. Where the one that will go and eat their nasty food. We'll go to their nasty business to go and do business, even when they abuse us. And then we complain that they abuse us. Right? How is it that I can be living in a neighborhood that people see me do business and they don't come to do business with me? But they expect you to come and do business with them, and they feel righteous like that. Now, to top it all off, that we will give them a plane ticket. I don't know if they charge it as part of their charges to come and build the houses of your ancestors. They know how to build more houses, or you think you got them shipped like that? The things that we do. So, anyway, I went through that entire time in Nigeria, and I was seeing all these people, all these white people going to all these sacred places, right? While our people would be following them with their hands on their back like a slave. There is nothing. They don't have any talent. They don't have anything that they can do to improve your life in any shape or form, right? So anyway, I was offended by what I was seeing. So now I was coming back home. I was at the airport, right? All of a sudden, they call me so that they can check me in, check my passport and everything. And I saw this incomplete white guy, right? And the way it was behaving. And the first thought that came out of my mind, I said, what's wrong with him? What has he been doing here while he was here? I said, something is wrong right about this guy. So he was making jokes, and that jokes is not funny. He was talking that everything he was doing is like a neon sign, you know. Can you see me now? I'm about to get away with it. Can you see me now? That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, so I came up close behind him to look at him. What's wrong with you? What's up? And if that were to be in this country, that a black person did that, they would have pulled you aside to check you out. He was giving out all kinds of signs, signals, and say, arrest me now, check me out. And instead, what our people do? Yeah, well done, sir. Goodbye, sir. Be safe. Safe trip for where? You don't even know how many people that bastard killed. Because he has that serial killer look. Right? These are some of the things that in our bid to make these people feel welcome. Mind you, he was able to leave with no problem. Nobody challenged him. But their home people, they will harass you, right? You can't cross from one country in Africa to another without you may end up in jail. But you allow these people free access, free movement, and you don't even know who you are accessing. You're giving them any access. They are all over Africa now, going to the sacred places, taking videos. There was one video that I saw of this one sloppy individual white guy wearing our sacred clothing, the Ashoke. The Ashoke is what the Obas, many of the Obas and the Oloye wear, you know, to show their respect for the throne. So he was using the TikTok video of, I guess they say TikTok game of wearing down whatever clothes that you wear, stuff like that. So he want our ancestral clothing, right? And he tear it up and dump it on the ground, and he wear the masquerade clothing, the one for the egungun, and tear it and drop it down. These are all our sacred heritage stuff that we allow these people. And you can tell the person that was taking the video was a Nigerian, might even be a Yoruba, but that should know better. Are we in America here? If you drop a flag, a freaking flag that was made in China, made in China flag, if they see you burn it, do anything, next that they call you are desecrating it, you may be going to jail for 10, 15, 20 years. And so many of us will say, well, that's their law. But you allow them to come into our continent, our country, our sacred places, our sacred house, where they should not have any right to be able to be there. Because whenever they come somewhere, they change the dynamics of the place. They change the atmosphere. Right? Now, I was watching one video that shows them they were in the East. And I think that might be Port Harcourt, I'm not sure. It could be all these white female wearing all the traditional clothing. And then again, this white boy about 10 calling on this ancestral language, using the language, using the, so he was the one that's leading. Why again in our own country, our black child are behind him. Nobody's making us do that. Why is it that we're in this country, which is not their country, we have to make them feel comfortable, right? No matter what they do, no matter how much diabolical thing they do, you can't speak about it, you know. I mean, here, where we see pandemic, we can't say the actual word. In the meantime, they say, get the juice, get the juice, get the juice, get the juice, get the juice. It's going to save your life. And when people start dropping dead and start getting sick, we still can't talk about it. Right? So many of our behaviors is not only abominable. Many of our behavior is allowing these people in our sacred places to the extent that we don't even know how many serial killers of them that we have over there. How many of us that they're turning into serial killer in a bid for Chinese to eat black men's private parts? Who does this? Right? Think about those 2 or 3 brothers who are engineers, who invented those wristwatch. Are you telling me that Nigerian government, African government cannot go to every of those universities and sponsor them and said, since we're asking Chinese to build the road, you guys go ahead and build the road and maintain it? Right? Look at when the war that is going on, the white on white crime that's going on. When it started, what are they doing? It's trying to force the African government to support them for what? This is how they get us roped up during the World War I. Right? That they promise Africa, if you just support us, we're going to make sure that you get your independence. They support them. So many people were lost in that war, including my mother's mom, first husband. So many people never came back. Some of them, by the time they came back, like my grandmother, she had already get married because he was gone for so long that people thought he was dead. It's my family moved on. Then again, they came to us in Second World War. Come and help us. If you fight with us, we will let you go. It was after that they didn't do that. The African now started saying, listen, there is no more. So what is different from all those other times till now? These are still the same people. Nothing has changed. They have spent the last hundreds of years telling us that we did not contribute to humanity. Yet, they need the black man's private part to eat. The devil is a liar. Yet, they need the organs of black people. I'm sure so many people have seen the video of a black little girl. I don't know where that video was taken from, but this was a video that was taken. I don't know if it was the Chinese themselves that took it or somebody that saw what was happening that took it, right? And it shows the Chinese men surrounding a little black girl. She's about 10 or 12. Some of you might have seen this video. And what they did was they put some type of medal on her head, right? And then they take a stone and hit it on her head. So they were going to harvest her organs. We literally allow serial killers, serial murderers, common criminals, degenerative, to come into our spaces and start killing us or killing off our people. If they're doing that, if they're taking black men's private parts and they're killing little girls to remove their organs, what else are they doing within the government, right? Dr. Mumbi did a show where she was saying that Chinese government built the center, you know, the meeting place for the African Union. Why? So after they built it, I think our people are now complaining that they bug it. Of course they bug it. Aren't you know that's stupid? You couldn't build your own thing. What is wrong with us? The government are so lackadaisy. The citizen, oh well, in the meantime, things are happening right and left. So many groups are being instigated against each other, right and left, right? These are some of the things we have to deal with. That them wearing our clothing is the least very important, especially when we talk about the traditional right clothing like our Aushoke, all those heavy, that has meaning in our lineage. To have them wear it for what? For what purpose? Now, they're going to all these sacred places. We're giving them position that they don't have the right to be there. And then we wonder when we call on these gods, on all these things, all these deities, why they didn't answer you. Because you committed abomination on the land. Right? Brother Lance, I was thinking about something. So, have you noticed something? All our herbs, all the plants, when you started looking about the names of all these plants, right? It's not just that they colonize the land. They colonize the people. They colonize the plant that comes out of something that is abundant in nature, something that we have the same genetic, that we are the only group that can singularly say we are one with nature, that we are one with plants. So there's a particular herbs called Damiana, right? And when I was trying to do the research of it, it says, I think they say it was discovered by so and so. Every plant is always discovered by a white person. Nothing is ever discovered by an African person. No. Nothing is never. And every plant, you see, because they are liars. That is why this thing can never work for them. Because when you hold this plant, they are living things. You have to be pure in your thoughts, pure in your mind. And they wonder why they're taking it. It can work for them for a little bit, but at the end of the day, it is not meant for them. Right? Because chlorophylls, right? These things we have the same genetic makeup. We should be happy that we are universally blessed, that we are the chosen people, that we are the chosen race. Only if we bother to stop following them, to be diabolical, stop committing abomination, right? Sometimes when you're doing research on some of these plants, you're going to have to start keep digging, right? Only for me to find out that Damiana that was found in Europe, that only grows in Europe, is called Orisha. The devil is a liar right there. Right there. Now, you're talking about right there, that's something that belongs to me. In fact, I have the right to claim every single plant and trees, right? So, how is it that something that grows that you call Orisha is found in Europe only? Or in if they want to remove it from us, they will say India. Everything is India. Or Chinese. Everything is Chinese. Chinese. In Africa, did we grow anything? Do we have anything? But if we don't, why are you there? Then if you know the plant called St. John's wort, St. John's wort, it just simply means sun, solar place, stuff like that. How is it St. John's wort? So this is why a lot of our people don't even know what this plant does. Just by the name we know. Everything is ascribed some type of English name. Because you're looking at the English name, the connection is not there for you to say, let me do more research, let me go ahead and use this thing. Right? This is why we're so dependent on them to keep pumping poison into our system. I remember you are having a discussion one time, and you were talking about Gary Null. Gary Null out of New York, right? This guy is a guy that have a lot of knowledge, right? And I used to buy all these products. Oh my God. I think they need to refund me back my money. On any given month, I probably spend like $1,000 or more buying his products, because when he mentioned the plant, all these trees, he mentioned what they do, and it makes sense. I believe him. But when you use it, the thing is, you barely get the hump that you need from it. Do you know that because this plant, this tree, this wall, this time is not meant for them, whatever they touch is going to diminish. Because they are low vibration. Their intention is not good. Even the best among them. Because I thought really Gary No was really trying to, heal people. He really does have good intention. But it's gene though. It's people though. What they've done though. Fast forward. Many of the products that he was selling to us those days, that's for 400, 500 per box. If I buy a little bit for $5, has taken me fast forward that the things that I was trying to heal then, I was able to do it and advance. And now that I'm in alignment with everything. Because the energy is different. I am touching the thing directly. Anything that they touch, anywhere that they go, chaos follow. And if we keep allowing them in our sacred places, to the ancestors where they were wearing our sacred garb, we wonder why we are the way we are right now. We are the custodian of each our individual country. Collectively, we're the custodian of the planet. They should not be talking about anything that has to do with nature. That we should be front and center in any of those things. Because we and all the trees, we are all the plants, we are all the flowers. We have a connection. And I believe, particularly Black women, if we get into our righteous mind, be back in our righteous nature, as a mother, as a daughter, as someone that brings life, many of the trees, many of the things that have been lost can come back online. But continuously wearing somebody's hair so that you're blocking the connection between you and the cosmos, right? How do we even connect with each other? Right? Wearing somebody else's nails, having somebody that doesn't mean you well to put their hands on your body. By the way, that we are magnets, that you absorb everything. I pray that we learn something, because this is abominable, is diabolical. There is no reason for any video to be out there showing any of us, any of our children, or even our private part. Nobody should have it that easy. That you have not arrested them, that they're not rot in jail. Can any African go to China and commit a crime? Brother Lance, that's it.
Yes.
I pray we'll continue. We have work to do. We live in our responsibility. It's not one of them. Our responsibility is beyond our family. We have a responsibility to everywhere. I thank you once again. The article, remember the article that I sent you?
Yes.
So we're still going to do it. I will love my sister to join us, because when we talk about a Nigerian, she's a true Yoruba woman. You understand the dynamics of, especially when you're asking about Lagos State, stuff like that. So,
Right. We need to learn that. We need to hear from the source.
yes, I want her to be able, because I have lived the better part of my life here. Um, not only she completed her university days in Nigeria, and she lives in the north as well, so she can really, she has a very interesting understanding, and I love the fact that when she speaks, she speaks as a Nigerian rather than as a Yoruba herself. And
Right.
I think that's where we have to be to start removing the emotion from the conversation. We need to take in the totality of what is going on. We have to be able to see the world and see that many of our problems that we have is being engineered from outside. And if we don't grab a hold of it and become black first wherever we are on the planet. Anyway, so I thank you once again. I hope that
Dynamic always. You brought it home. You knocked it out the park as always.
Thank you. I'm just following your footsteps, if that is possible, because I was thinking, I said, oh my God, look at Brother Lance. Listen, so you're going to see some of us sharing on the streets. Sometimes if I see some of us that were you on this YouTube and you're saying, oh my God, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, see, you got to understand, you might be following in my footsteps, but I'm following on the trail that you already bushwhacked, that you already went to previously. So you got to get the credit. Not me. You got to get the credit. But see, you have a unique perspective. We have an overlapping perspective, right?
Yes.
But from where you stand is from your eyes, and it gives us a fuller understanding about what we're already feeling. And so if more of us would open up and express ourselves in the way that we can express ourselves, we can benefit from everybody's perspective, you see? So that's why it's good to bring a well-rounded set of people, different topics, different mindsets. Even if sometimes it doesn't always overlap, we can understand why a person may be decadent or wayward, So we need to have the full range of understanding. And that's a beautiful thing. And you bring a totally different gear of that, so we have a better picture. Imagine painting a picture, right? You paint a picture, but they say you can't use the color red. They may not use much red in the picture, but it's necessary. Or they say you can't use black, or you can't use purple. So you bring a certain perspective that helps to fill in the puzzle that we have to go through when we figure out this world that we live in.
Thank you.
Crucial. Very important.
Once again, I will be remiss if I didn't say, please extend my greetings to your beautiful wife.
Thank you. Thank you.
So to all your family,
I'm gonna get on with you. One day I'm gonna get on with you.
Definitely. Like I said before, I have two sisters that lives in Ghana.
Wow.
Yeah, two sisters. My dad extend the planet like that. So my dad is an ancestor now. So
yes.
So I love my dad. I love my mom, but my dad, oh my God. One of the things I love about my dad, if I could say it, is listening. He doesn't talk much, but when he decided to talk, he can standing and talk for 3-4 hours and he will not laugh while everybody else is rolling on the ground laughing. So he will be so stoic, And then sometimes when he decided to laugh, he would just smile. So he smiled. So, and then you yourself, you'll be shocked, like, really, he laughs? Oh, okay. All right, well, maybe so. So nobody even cares. As soon as he started listening, everybody just started rolling. So we just, but when it's done, everybody will be saying, "Oh my God, really? That's your dad? That's your dad?" I mean, so I love him. He was a good man. He was a good man. He
And he
was a man
loves you
that
too.
loves him. It was
See,
a
the energy never dies. See,
yeah,
so love permeates all levels. So
yes,
you got to speak in the present tense when you speak of his energy. The
yes,
Bible goes back
yes,
to the earth for the minerals, but he loves you and you love him. And
yeah,
you'll realize more than we realize on this level when we get there. So that will
yeah,
never die.
yeah,
The way your face is lighting up when you mention him,
yes.
the energy is there.
In fact, not just my dad though. Listen, brother Lance, my mom. Do you know? I remember when my mom first came back to the US, right? So I will call her from work, right, and tell them that I'm sick. Wish I was not sick. I wish. That's another thing, though. Black people, please stop saying you're sick, because that thing, it really is an energy that you end up getting sick anyway. We're
Mm-hmm.
literally calling things into our being because of our tongue, you know. The tongue has the power of our share in it. So I used to, my mom and I will get into this conversation, and she said, you know, some of these things, I want you to go back to Nigeria and I want you to be teaching it to the people, you know. So we'll get into the conversation, and then, mind you, like the last 20 minutes I'm about to go to work, I'll go and get dressed. Then I will just change my mind and pick up the phone and call them and said, I can't come to work because this happened. So now we will go into the conversation all the way to late evenings. So as my dad, my mom, I said, even if I have a mother issue and a father issue, both of them are my therapy. I solved my issue while they were still alive. And every single one of them, every single one of us should do the same. Take the opportunity to have conversation with your parents. Even,
Yes.
you know, what we in Black community or Black world call um, bad parenting. It's probably because they didn't give you enough while you were young. It's probably because they leave you at home. They went to go to work. Look at the society we live in. This society was built specifically to tear up families so that they can come in. They cannot
Truth.
influence you if your mother and father are there. In the
That's right.
meantime, they say black man cannot marry another woman. You can't marry more than one woman, but you can go ahead and sleep around like dogs. That's okay. Black woman, if you don't have a man there, just bring in different types of men, not just into your being, but into your house, because all of
Mhm.
us are energy. When people walk into your house, they are coming in with energy.
Mhm.
You don't know what that person is, where they've
Exactly.
been, right? The role of a black woman in the world, the role of a black woman on this planet can, I mean, really, that they encourage you, they clap for you. Remember Lizzo when she went to the Lakers game? You are the mother of civilization, the original woman. You open up yourself like that, you think you're doing something great. You're just a menstrual show, because that's what they used to get us to do during slavery. When they're busy destroying the world, killing themselves, killing other people, they'll say, now come and entertain me. And for a little bit of trinket, you will open your. Is it that you can sing without leaving your behind hanging outside, regardless of your weight or size? You see, they know who you are. And they knew that you, as a black woman, having yourself hanging out like that affect us collectively, as a collective. You, as a black man, having another man bending over for another man, leaving your rear for another man to see. Do you even know what an abomination? That you have the original man saying, so it's fashion, because this is what they do to me in the prison. So you're going around with the crack of your eyes, literally, people can see it. You turn your back on another man, and we can see everything. And you don't find that to be a problem. That is not just a mental illness. There is some demonic, where you have Chinese men, little Chinese men. Did you ever see any black men? Need to take a look at this. Have you ever seen Chinese men walking around with no belt? I don't look at them like that because honestly, it's not me. I'm just not into other groups like that. So because I have no interest, I will not even know. But I'm just saying, but do you see them going around with their pants hanging like that?
No way.
To the extent, little Mexican men can come and challenge you. The unmitigated girls. I don't know what's wrong with us. But if only you knew your position on this planet. You are the custodian of the planet, whether you are ready for it or not. But if you're not ready, if you're not going to take your place, this is what happened, that this incomplete think they're in control. But every time they touch something, that thing gets destroyed. And that should tell us something. Anyway, thank you so much. I thank everybody.
Thank you.
I pray that the universe will continue to protect us all, particularly all those who are waking up the masses. May the universe protect you, guide you, bless you, and all of us collectively, wherever we are on the planet. I share my love to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, my sister.
We will do this again.
Yes, and when you bring your sister too, we got to.
Yes. I want to. I will talk to her to see when we have the time. Even myself, I've been busy the last.
I understand.
My God, you should see me. I want to sneak into the show to quickly look at the show. Then I say, my God, I need to read.
I'm here for you 24/7 like a fireman, anytime.
Thank you so much.
You ring my phone, you say, let's go now. I'm ready to roll. No hesitation. I got you. All right?
Please extend my greetings to everyone.
Yes, and you're looking so beautiful. That's right. Take care.
I was going to wear my African garb, but Brother Lance, for me doing the meditation and me trying to get into all those, it was just too much. I want to show them
next time.
I want to show them what it looks like, that when I wear it, you understand what I mean? Now,
a whole different level.
That's true royalty. Well, they look so. Okay, let me just leave them alone. Thank you. We'll talk again.
Thank you so much.
All right. Stay blessed.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us is nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So, my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then, following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. Before we came to America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes, slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and fire water. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.
you.